Hey everybody, and welcome to Garage Quest The Books, the show where we talk about the books of D&D. And today we're going into the quintessential book that you have to know to play D&D, and that is the Players Handbook. So if this little baby intimidates you or you just want to get more familiar with it, stick around. Alright, so welcome back to Garage Quest. Today we're talking about the Players Handbook. And let me tell you, there are a lot of books that come with D&D, and they keep making more. In fact, the current Player's Handbook is the 5th edition. This is a game that's existed since the 70s, so that's bound to happen. And people are obsessed with it, so there's constantly supplemental books being put out. But this is the book you need to check out if you want to be involved with D&D, because frankly, this book will walk you through it. I know that a lot of people see this hardbound, really nerdy artwork. I mean, sorry guys, but let's face it, we like really nerdy artwork. And this kind of textbook looking book and fall into a deep, comatose, catatonic state of fear. And frankly, I don't blame you. It can be terrifying, and I think it's one of the intimidating factors of the game. It doesn't look like a Monopoly manual, but it's really, really basic, and it actually isn't just wall-to-wall text. You know, they give examples and break things down, and there's illustrations available. So it's actually quite easy to read. So please don't be so intimidated by this book. You can get it in PDF form, and let's just say it's out there for free. So maybe support Wizards of the Coast by purchasing one once you familiarize yourself with the game. So let's get into it. What is the Player's Handbook? The Player's Handbook essentially is there to walk you through, step by step, how to build a character to play D&D with, and then also to provide you guidelines, rules, and parameters on how to play the character you've chosen within the game that your Dungeon Master will create for you. Now, I know that's a mouthful, but essentially it's just, here, pick a character, this is how that character works. When you open the book up, things are broken down into an introduction. That'll give you a sense of the world that D&D exists in, and maybe what a game kind of looks like. Then you're going to have a step-by-step character guide. Now, when you build a character, you're going to pick a race, a class, and a background. There can be more to it than that if you want to add in some variants and things later, but don't worry about that now. In this first chapter, they describe all the different races, then they describe the different classes, and then they describe the different backgrounds. Now, if you already have a sense of what kind of character you want to be, for instance, before I'd ever played D&D, I knew that if I were going to play, I wanted to be a character that could cast spells and attack people with crazy magic. And don't ask me why I knew that internally. It was just deep inside of me waiting to come out. So I told my DM, hey, you know, what kind of characters use a lot of spells? And they said there are sorcerers, wizards, and warlocks. Warlocks make a pact with the devil. Sorcerers have like innate weird magic that just happens out of them and it's uncontrollable. And wizards are very scholarly. They take their time to learn it. That'll affect what spells you can choose, what kind of character you want to be. And I said, I want to be crazy, so give me sorcerer. So I simply used this book to pick the sorcerer class, and I chose a race, half-elf, because that's what most people starting out choose. They just want to be half human, half elf, because they're most like human, but not quite human. And then I picked a background. Then I used this book to turn to the pages of those 3 chapters, my race, my class, my background. And I wrote the information that it told me to down. And from there, I was able to play the game. So it's that simple. That's what this book is. You're not going to need to read from page 1 to the very last page of the book all in one sitting. You're not going to need to absorb all the information. It's a reference book, and it'll greatly help you out if you familiarize yourself with it. Now, there's also some tips on adventuring, the sort of adventures you might get into, the sort of scenarios you might have to deal with, what the worlds might look like. And that's really all this book is. It helps you understand the world of D&D and how to play within it. So I hope that's been helpful. I hope that you go out and get yourself a Player's Handbook, whether it's in physical textbook form or if you go for the PDF style. For me, I am traditionalist. I like to touch my books. All right, so this has been the books Player's Handbook from Garage Quest. Now go out and quest.